Prophet are both kind of chasing each other. But first kill goes on to Gesture. Fury now, DMAC, no tank line anymore. Can Prophet bring it back?
Prophet, there you go. Give this man the chance and he will bring the goods. Looking for a third, he gets it.
Gets a third. They give up control though.
Yeah, so there's control established, and there's still beefy targets on the point as well here for Toronto Defiant. So it's going to be tough for London Spitfire to find those kills. That main wall, excellent play there. Cuts Gesture off from the back line. Does not allow his supports to heal him. And so Gesture gets blown up, but Guard just going to work in the meantime.
Yeah, they were able to take out the front line of the tanks. Both of the damage dealers for the London Spitfire come up huge right now, but it seems like Toronto wants to fight this back.
Well, they're not giving up on it. Notion decides it's now time to go ahead and just commit the Coalescence. Get his ultimate in there. Spitfire on this first point. 24% on the board for the Toronto Defiant, and now EMP thrown in here by Guard. Opening it up with a kill on Aid. The back line is just falling one after another here for Toronto. They cannot seem to contest with the pressure that London Spitfire are just pouring on here.
An enormous EMP gets 5, and then the cleanup is absolutely theirs. Prophet looks to chase people down in the back line.
I mean, Notion, there's so much focus on Gesture on Prophet. Notion just quietly one of the best supports in the league as well.
Yeah. But Ocean, always the guy not super happy that everyone only talks about Jonak, and he's been putting in work for a very long time, but some nice hooks on the point. Toronto's committed a great deal to this, but still not completely decided yet. Ocean's going to throw Coalescence, and here comes Primal as well.
Yeah, they're giving up though. They're not giving up here yet, Toronto Defiant, but there's the Sound Barrier delayed, trying to maximize the value out of it. And now London really looking to pour the pressure on Gesture. He gets bionated. He's kind of having to slow down, but he will finally get some support here. Team coming through for him, keeping him up, and this entire fight, London are still in control of the point. They lose Prophet, fair enough, but they're up at 85% and counting. The Toronto Defiant, they need to get a flip.
The second Amp Matrix comes into the point, and maybe that'll finally be enough. Gesture's been playing on the Razor's Edge, and that's just going to be tank life from now on going forward. But you're totally fine if you're London, because you've cracked this up to nearly 99%, and now you have EMP waiting for you.
Perhaps, but now you're going to get Blizzard. You're just going to go ahead. You can just put in one ultimate after another. The window goes down now for Toronto Defiant. There is so much damage getting cranked into London. You can't keep up with it. If you're London right now, Doshan had the Coalescence, but Toronto Defiant are still in control.
Another fantastic immortality field there from Aid in the back line. Keeps everybody up, and I think people are still trying to adjust. And how do you play against Baptiste here? Because it's another thing you have to deal with first. It's not the biggest ability, but you have to focus on it, otherwise nothing dies. And Toronto able to clean that up thanks to some very, very good support line play.
And now we're gonna get a boost in play here. That's Neko just trying to bring a teammate up. And it's going to be Gods. Gods gets that self-destruct online, and I mean, D.Va, you can't sleep on him. You get a boosted D.Va. That's a lot of damage that he can put out very quickly. He's going to start assassinating people. There's 3 for Gods in quick succession, and he's just taking the fight solo. He doesn't care. He has a fresh mech waiting for him too if he needs with the self-destruct.
Tricks. Toronto looking really stout.
Tough, but here's Guard trying to make the play. EMP through, immediately translocates out. Fury gonna trade, but that's a 1-for-1. We need more here from London Spitfire if they're going to win this fight and take it, but Ivy taking down the back line right now. Ivy just doing work, and you got Logic still plinking away as well with the Peacekeeper. No noise allowed here.
No one's even looked at Logix. No one's even looked at Logix the entire time. Do his Spurs not make noise? Does no one know where he is?
Now it's the last fight here for London Spitfire. Time to get in, and there we go. We will have the boosted blade. He needs to get value out of this. Ivy immediately picked up, so it's a 1-for-1. They turn it, look and get it. Not quite gonna find the follow-up. Logic's getting topped. Great healing coming in here from Toronto Defiant. And now London Spitfire need to hold. They've got the man advantage. You gotta play off of this. You lost Gesture though. That's not gonna help things. The back line's still so solid here for Toronto Defiant. Neko and Aid just cranking out heals.
Well, they've really never been able to deal with the set point kind of style that Toronto is running here. This is all just cleanup. This fight's been over for a bit. Toronto has set points with the Orisa. They've blocked that shield down, and never was London able to get in, crack the shield, and do consistent damage.
I am so impressed right now with Toronto Defiant, but that was control. It is not London's favorite play mode at all. Pouncing on this opportunity. They're going to set up that hard point on the spot, and there's the EMP over the top. Massive one. Everybody getting silenced on the side of Toronto Defiant. That couldn't have gone better for Guard. And as far as the defense is concerned, it looks like they will stabilize off the back of that monstrous EMP.
It's an enormous EMP, and Toronto's supports were just lagging a little bit behind the rest of the team. You saw everybody posturing on the point.
And whatever he wants, essentially. He's just waiting. Yep, over the top he goes. There's the boost as well. All right, how can he get any damage done with this? Gesture goes down trying to back him up. There's 1, 2 for Prophet. Enough to turn it around potentially. He goes down though.
Well, the question is this a resable position? Well, they res Gesture instead, so they're gonna rely on Prophet's mobility to get back in this fight. Toronto wants to press the issue. A nice hook, unable to complete.
God's trying to make plays. God's trying to make plays. And what is this? Logix. No value.
Well, Fury just shut that one down completely. Look where the team is. What a tiny little micro battle this is.
And there it is, EMP right through, hits nearly everybody, 2 dead already for the Toronto Defiant. And just like that, the London Spitfire, they make the play happen when they needed it most. Prophet getting slept, but he doesn't care, he can take a nap.
I'm on fire.
It's on the job.
It's decent for Toronto because they didn't use a lot, right? They still have a chance at this. But now you have to...
Yeah, you've got Logix. Oh, he gets anti-needed as well. Goes for the recall just to go ahead and wipe that. Guys, yeah, somebody has to get onto the point here. Who's going to be able to touch? It's not looking likely, and we might just have it. Yep. London Spitfire, hard hold on the first point, as good as it gets.
Very good defense, definitely better value out of their ultimates there. The EMPs crushed fights for them. They won fight solely off of those EMPs and tried to send us into 1-1 in the half.
Now let's take a look. Fury, what's he got for us?
You're not getting out alive. Yeah, you can't let them get out alive.
It's a little double, maybe a little triple. That's right.
Jester and Prophet are super far in the back line. It's a nice peel.
Nice D-Matrix there. Good cover by Fury. Oh, that's a disaster. You've lost 8 as well. No res is possible. Logix is dead. Your damage is gone. You got 3 left alive here if you're trying to find on the point. They're going to crouch in here and try and play the angles, hoping to buy some time for their team to get back in here. But now you're going to get a nano boosted Prophet just dashing through everybody and chucking shurikens in their faces. It's looking pretty grim here for Toronto. It's looking like we're going to have a very quick second map here, Hex.
Well, it does seem like London should be able to go through. The blade is the coup de grace, as it were, and they will be able to finish out Nubis. Prophet's Genji looks good. Toronto left a couple of London alive there early on. They got 1 pick, and there were still 2 people missing, and they never went hunting for him. It allowed Jester and Prophet to stay alive and set up their dive.
So, Toronto Defiant, a little bit of a wake-up call for them. It went so well on the first map, terribly so on the second. So we're tied up 1-1 going into halftime, and we'll see how they shape up once the coaches have had their word. They're not letting you on Toronto's side. They're trying to melt it as quickly as possible, give you no place to hide. And that is a big play from Fury. Eats the dragon that got thrown out by Ivy, but it's still going to cost Fury his life. God's there with the punish, and Ivy's getting it done the old-fashioned way.
Has to give up the ghost. Logic's going to take that high ground away. Prophet does get a nice kill here, so maybe a small window where London can go in with a small advantage, but they're going to have to push into a blizzard.
He is legitimately a diva to be feared. If you're trying to get ult in play, it's going to be tough. But there it is. He eats the blizzard. I could have been better timed, Hex. I swear. It was actually scripted.
Scripted game. Fury is that playmaker, but it doesn't matter because the rest of his team is falling behind this now. The playmakers for the Toronto Defiant come in big. Ivy and Logix combined for 2, and that might just be about it. Maybe Prophet can get an exit kill, but back to the drawing board now.
A little quicker as well, and they're still holding on. The field so good thrown in by Aid, but it's not there to help Neko survive it.
Fury is refusing to let London lose right now. He's getting individual kills. He's getting all of the eats. Amp Matrix comes out just to be the icing on the cake here. The wall will keep them alive momentarily.
Ooh, Ivy playing with fire, and they will finally succeed in cracking the defense, but they had to work so long for it here, London Spitfire. 15 seconds on the clock.
They will finally crack it.
You can also get halted into dragons as well, which can be annoying, but you do have the frisbee to keep you alive. The discus.
The immortality field goes up, but it is taken down, and now Ivy's going to get an exit kill, but that's about it. London rolling through this one. Use the dragon, use an aggressive transcendence. That's also something I'm going to look forward to going forward now. Zenyatta's figuring out when do I use transcendence now.
Around the corner, at some point, London are going to have to do something about it. High noon in the open, and no hesitation. Excellent timing there from Birdring. Gets a pick with it. You don't see that every day.
Shields quick, another eat!
Dude, Fury is unbelievable. He is just ruining Logix's day. Oh, that's not what you wanted to hook in there, guys. Self-destruct to the face, and this is London Spitfire now powering through the defense. It looks so good for Toronto. They've got ults online, but you can't use your ults if you're dead, Hex.
You can't use your ults when Fury's on the field. Apparently, that's his 3rd.
Yep.
He got a dragon. He's gotten 2 blizzards already.
We're down to 30 seconds. This could be the home stretch here for London. Spitfire Birdring takes down 8 to kick things off to this party, and then another halt hook traded. McCree is out. A lot of damage lost here for London, and it's just out-and-out chaos on the point. God's hunting for a target.
Batiste all charges really fast, and Nuss is able to drop another window, and it is all white in the kill feed as the avalanche coming through for the London Spitfire. Birdring in a checkmate position on Widowmaker, way in the back, very likely. London will close it out.
Wow. That was a dominant final push coming in here for London. In the end, it looked dicey on the first point, but once they got that payload rolling, they knew how to get the job done. In it, let's go. Logix, from his perspective, it wasn't too pretty. He was kind of just playing hide and seek, and well, that's just going to set London Spitfire up to all of them. No worries there. You're even prepared for it too. It's going to make it so difficult here for Logix and Ivy and Yakpunk to get in. A little bit of a sleep there. We'll see if they can get a follow-up. Nope, Birdring just going to go ahead and drop Neko, and there is half a point picked up now for Toronto. So at some point, London Spitfire need to drop down here and actually contest. They will decide. Now is the time. Finally, they managed to remove Birdring, but not before he takes Ivy out of the fight. And they're still having to run back from spawn a couple of Toronto Defiant players now, so this is the end of the push. It will be a cleanup here for London.
I have no idea how Badoshin stayed alive there. He was in a terrible spot, but he gets all the support in the world from his team. And that is nice fade away there. One more for the road? Not quite, but it doesn't really matter.
Here to use to initiate, instant use of the whole Hogmine Fury. That's a lot of damage. It's going to make it difficult. It will wear through those barriers. 2 quick kills coming through here for the London Spitfire. Off the back of that high noon, follow-up headshot. Birdring making it look easy. And just like that, Toronto Defiant ran headfirst into a wall, but they made London Spitfire use a lot of ultimates there.
They did, however, Toronto did end up using both of their support ultimates. The Sound Barrier to try to initiate, and then the...
Yakpunk, barely tries it, gets it. Whoa, so much damage taken. Logix still finds one. Hanging on by a thread, he goes down at the hands of Nuss. But Yakpunk, he is still hanging in here, but it's not going to be for long. Even with the Primal, he gets shut down. And London Spitfire hanging in there, making it look so good here on defense. Nowhere for Toronto to go. Anybody here to touch the point? It's not looking like they'll be able to make it in time. And the London Spitfire with the hard holds on the first point of Hollywood.
The Blizzard would have zoned them out as well. They try to dive into a McCree, and Birdring says, not today. He hits every shot. The zoning Deadeye worked out for them a couple of times, actually able to convert that ultimate into kills, which is sometimes a bit of a rarity here.
Let's change this up. Get out into the open, and there's the window going down, countered by a window on the side of Toronto.
Oh, they're able to get the opposing immortality field down now. Now, God, the noise that it makes going through these windows.
Prophet with just the storm arrows all the way in through a window. So much damage. Oh, you got nowhere to go, Prophet. There it is. Ivy with the revenge.
This is like, I don't even know. This is the Little John meta. We have windows, we have walls.
There's a song there, but I'm blanking on the lyrics. There it is. You can't say those lyrics anymore. Good thing my memory is not what it used to be. We got the bongos down though, playing the music of Jester's people, and that is all damage, hex, and pain. Birdring is bringing it, and London Spitfire, they will collect the first point. Oh. Well, there it is, the Maybes are going down, trying to freeze everybody in place. Nuss going to drop his counterpart 8 on the other side. Self-destruct chucked into a corner there by Collins. I like that, nice play, but he's out in the open, and that's not going to help things here for the Toronto Defiant. They're getting forced back, hex. The defense, it's a crumbling.
Push all the way back. The only kill they got was Logix on and Us, but again, I don't even think they can come out and fight this one right now. London's just gonna roll in through second point, and London's such a momentum-based team, and that comes on a micro level and a macro level. Just trying to take out opposing immortality fields, but Logix has really been the only bright spot for Toronto on this map.
There are not many kills for the Toronto Defiant. Self-destruct goes up, but Neko doesn't care. He is invincible when he has the Transcendence going, but that still baits his ultimate out. So London now, a little bit less to worry about. London just need to be patient here. Prophet, if you get picked right now trying to be greedy, your team have a legitimate reason to be mad at you. Toronto Defiant, you got to give it to them. They are looking great. They got this game plan they're sticking to. Logix with the walls. There's 2 quick kills coming in here for London, though, and there's Birdring making all the difference. Turns out you get that Mei Hanzo, and all of a sudden you can start getting work done.
That's an enormous hook from Fury there at the end because they were rolling in with Whole Hog, and the hook stuns it out, so this Blizzard should find purchase.
Well, Blizzards and Blizzards on top, one or the other, and Nuss is going to get picked to start things. Oh, they're getting wiped out on the side of London. Yakpunk with 2. And the Blizzard's just way more effective here for the Toronto Defiants. They will hold. Deny the 3rd point for the London Spitfire. Showing some fight at the end.
Logic does Infinite. We know he got the Sonic arrow earlier on.
Yeah, he got the Sonic arrow. Yeah, that was a bit of help there, but they're still hanging in here on Toronto Defiant. They have not been wiped out just yet. Never mind, Ada gets picked. And that's going to be so frustrating here without that Mercy healing. We're going to have the Dragon thrown in here. They're deciding to stick to this. Ivy committing, trying to clear that point. No kills, but it's still no shit down. You lose Logic, and Echo as well.
Prophet's been back there the whole time. He's been hanging out there with Badoshin. They got Badoshin earlier, but Prophet and Badoshin were on this enormous flank early on. They hit this big rotation, and Prophet hits all the shots in the world.
Sure. Quick footwork there on his side. It does mean that he survives, but Logic takes Bertrand out of the fight. Now we're going to get that the bongos down. Bonus damage going through. Prophet taking full advantage once again. Prophet just clutching. Oh, he even gets the body shot on Logic. Logic has no HP left. Hey, who are you? Surprise, surprise. Here, we're going to die.
No Storm Arrow. Have to play honestly. Don't get Storm Arrow.
Oh, what is that? Prophet back to back. Oh man, he's just popping off, having a ball right now. He's loving life. Minute left on the clock here, Hex.
I mean, right now, if you're Toronto, your game plan has to be, we need to find Prophet first. Nothing's gonna happen if we don't know where Prophet is first.
Final blows right now, Prophet. Maybe want some more. Oh God, though, that's the clutch play. That's what needs to happen. They try to initiate in behind that Dragon, but Gods eats Prophet's Dragon. And that's going to be the Toronto Defiant finding success here on the first point. They will finally get that done, and we will get time added to the clock. 2 minutes 50 now in the bank for them.
So, 25th hour. Finally get there. Maybe hit a big bomb over top. Fury's been a playmaker for this team all game. So is Prophet.
So is Prophet. You can't miss. You are not allowed to miss a shot like that. Logic's not versus Prophet. He is going to obliterate you. Yep, there you go. Easiest shot of his life. Hey, there's a big horse. I'm going to leave him for a little bit because I want the squishy. Like, he doesn't even believe it. He doesn't even believe he got slept.
Team alive in unwinnable circumstances. Right now, Fury's in the backline. Will assassinate Neko. Speaking of backline, it's Prophet again.
It just doesn't stop. Oh, he gets robbed by Notion there, but he had that kill. We all know you had that kill, Prophet. You got 10 seconds left. You got to get on that payload. You got to get on the cart.
They're in a tough spot, too. Birdwing is back on Tracer just to get the scouting info going. Last fight.
That's just a fadeaway. Now Prophet, I mean, he's just charging forward.
They got Nuss, though. Huge pick.
The guy is merciless. Look at him. Now Prophet right now. Just hunting into the back line. What's up? Point blank. And he gets a little greedy. Logic's finally ends his run. You had to do it at some point. And Logic's still alive. Wow, going to commit the Blizzard into this fight as well.
I mean, it's the last fight. They have to be going into this one. They're going to use everything that they have, and they should be able to pick it up in the end. This is an ambitious res. Even if you get this res, you're probably not winning this fight, but might as well, London, try to bring it back.
He got the fight. He got the res. I think he just wanted to get maximum value for the stats. You know? There we go.
Adding stats.
Adding stats. Another res in the books. Another res in the books.
Not over yet.
So, the Matrix is there. And well, there's Prophet. Well, he wanted a right. Well, I was about to say he wanted a nice round number of 20, but he's up to 21 kills. Make that 22. There's a round number. There's the odd number, 23.
The man is just in the zone. Nothing but net.
Nothing but net. Oh, Ivy's out of it as well. Hey, well, Prophet, he's still alive. The raid boss. You're not getting any of this loot, Toronto Defiant. You're getting sent packets. Many wipes were had, but Prophet's about to ding, and there it is. Another Dragon through, because why not? Doshin finds a kill on Gods, and they are just chiming in now. London Spitfire wiping them out. Echo gets sent back to spawn, and Prophet, just for good measure, will put the period on the end of this match. He will pick up the final kill, 24 total on Hanzo. By the end of Junkertown, he is a monster.
In your 2018 Overwatch League champions make their presence known yet again here in Stage 4. They're the champs until someone dethrones them right now, and that's kind of the statement game that we wanted to see out of the team as a whole.
We've got to see who the Owen by HP player of the match is, though, Hex. and they're throwing us for a loop. It's nothing but loops today from Production because it's not going to be Profit. Who's it going to be?
Well, Production wanted to do Profit very towards the end, but that's a recency bias. And if you look at just the entire match here, Fury was a game changer. Got them back on the course on Assault. He was able to negate 3 ultimates on Hollywood, Blizzard twice, and they got a Dragon too. When they needed it, when they had to have big plays, Fury did it, and it wasn't just the D-Matrixes. He was assassinating backlines. He was getting some value out of his self-destruct against an Orisa composition. Fury, Captain Consistent. When they needed the diva play, he stepped up.
So, Fury, I'm always a fan of it. I mean, yes, I'm ribbing a little bit. Profit is player of the match. I mean, I'm always a big fan of Profit, but Fury is just an absolute monster on Diva. Like you said, ultimates negated, 3. That's pretty much the stat to take away here. When you're doing that at the end of a series and you're doing that with the Diva, you've done your job.
You're winning fights off that. I mean, it used to be you win fights because you ate the other person's grab time. Now you're winning fights because they can't Blizzard on the point that you have to fight on.